Так.
Спасибо. Я буду осторожна. Что ты делаешь, дедушка?
Делаю свиньям кормушку.
Опять свиньи. Що колхоз вибрасує, він подбирає.
Livestock is livestock. Just a moment. Give us a hand.
Old pigs, hens that won't lay, and this stupid calf, and this old fool feeds them all.
Never mind, old woman.
Big cities aren't so bad, you know, Grandpa. I really miss Kiev. Once, when I was there, I saw a play about 3 sisters who just couldn't wait to get to Moscow.
What sisters?
No, in a play. I always thought I'd really go. Now here I am, stuck in Pripyat.
Well, thank God he sent you here to us. And when the baby comes out, I'll be able to look after it for you.
I know, Grandma.
You're smoking too much.
What's the difference? It's springtime. See, the geese are flying north.
I've been asked to give you a description of our work here at UCLA on the treatment of leukemia. My name is Robert Gale. I'm a physician, internist, hematologist, oncologist, immunologist. Leukemia is a cancer of the bone marrow resulting in excess numbers of white blood cells. Note, remember to prepare simplified slides. The ones from the last conference are too damn technical. In a transplant, the leukemia patient's bone marrow, which is manufacturing leukemia blood cells,
Okay, now this fellow is a smoker, and there seems to be a small nodule in the left lung field.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we should repeat the series just to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call the patient and let him know what we found and ask him to come back in again.
No, don't do that. Tell him that we found something technically wrong with the scan, and we're going to have to repeat it.
I don't see why we should lie to the guy.
Look, Dave, you can't reschedule the scan for at least a week. Why should this poor bastard walk around for all that time thinking he has lung cancer?
But he may have lung cancer.
Yes, he may. That's not the point. We can't do anything until we're certain. So let him have the week. Dr. Gassner, my patient is a 46-year-old man with advanced leukemia, and he needs fludarabine. Yes, I know that there are strict rules for releasing investigational drugs, but look, let's just talk quietly now. He meets 9 out of 10 of the criteria. Yes, he is older than the 45-year age limit, which is ridiculous because he was 45 3 weeks ago. Wait a second. Just a second now. Are you telling me that this man should die because he's 3 weeks past some arbitrary limit? Well, you can be certain I'll do everything I can to get this man the drug. No, I'm not trying to skirt anyone's authority. I'm trying to save his life.
Valerie, wake up.
I'm awake.
Come on, you'll be late.
Oh, no. Is Alec up?
No.
Good.
So, did you have a good time last night?
Yeah, it was great. You should have seen the last goal. Alyosha does the most incredible cross right into the penalty area, and I swear Alec went up in the air 3 meters, on the fly, smack right into the corner of the net. You should have come with us.
I wasn't feeling
I know. Mind you, I've never heard of morning sickness at 5 in the afternoon.
well. And I've never heard of a football match going on past midnight.
We only had a few. Anyway, you were fast asleep when I got in.
It's fine for you boys. You have a whole world of your own here in Pripyat. At least in Kiev, I had the theatre to go to with my friends from the Institute, or sometimes the ballet.
But my job is here. You can't be a sergeant in the Chernobyl fire brigade and go to the ballet in Kiev every night, can you?
Really? That's incredible.
Listen, what's going on? Is the test on or off?
Who the hell knows? By 2 o'clock, we had the emergency reactor cooling turned off. Then the grid controller calls up from Kiev. He wants full power for 8 hours longer.
Is that what happened? Why?
Run on power before the holidays. His wife had her hairdryer plugged in.
Pay attention. That was grid control from Kiev. We don't need the output for number 4 anymore. We can go ahead with the test. Boris, what's the reactor power now?
850.
Reactor wall ready for test.
All right. Let's go. We pick up the test where we left off.
She loves you, don't forget. I'm not sure she loves me.
What was it?
Some silly bastard dropped his cigarette butt in the wastebasket.
Oh, big fire?
No, Valerie just pissed on it.
Hey, great game yesterday.
Yeah, with a little help from my friends. Yeah, Alyosha?
Yeah, let's go.
Yep.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah?
Ah, she's bored. I should have come straight home last night.
She's pregnant. What do you expect?
Oh, you're the expert.
Yep, ninth one. Coming tomorrow. So, what are you going to do?
After the shift tomorrow, I'm going to go out to that field and I'm going to pick her some flowers. What? Yeah. I'm going to pick her some flowers, take them to her, and I'm going to put them right in her lap.
Fyodor, reactor power.
Holding between 700, 710?
No, it's dropping. Below 250 already. It's too damn low. I mean, there's no way we can run the test at this level.
Have you got an instrument malfunction?
No. Here, look. It's confirmed. I don't know why it's reading so low. Control rows. Could be the regulator setting is off.
Which one?
Secondary.
It was set. I ordered it around 1,200 megawatts.
Well, let me check it out over there.
Grisha, didn't I tell you to set it? I thought I did.
It isn't set.
Jesus. I was sure It was just before you asked me for the steam reading. Obviously, it wasn't set. Well, we'll have to figure out something.
Well, we just tell them the power dropped too low and the test is off.
Oh, no. If we stop now, it's a whole year before the next maintenance shutdown.
The whole test isn't that important. They've never tried anything like it normally. Why don't we just scrub the whole damn thing?
We can't do that. They've ordered this test from Division Administration. They've already committed themselves to regional and Moscow. They're going to be very pissed off if we don't get it done.
Look, it's not my responsibility, but if it was me...
Are you giving me an argument, Chernobyl? You're making trouble. All right. We've just built up the power to the correct level and run the test. Let's just get it done. Pull the control rod. Vanya, what's your turbine reading?
It's 130.
Steam temperature?
276.
I want a water level reading.
51.
What have we got?
It's up to 350.
Well,
That's still too low. The test won't mean a damn thing at that level.
I'm not worried about that. We're covered. We're in the clear. We can argue about validity later. Igor, 2 additional water pumps on full.
Yeah. I've got a drop in steam temperature.
Steam.
Up. Wait a minute. No, it's kicking all over.
Water level is fluctuating.
Up or down?
Both?
Come on, will you?
It's moving both ways.
No. It's going down. Down.
Water level is dropping fast. There's an automatic shutdown warning.
Override. Are you sure? We've done it before.
Steam is stabilizing. Water level is holding.
Good. Boris, are you ready?
I still think we ought to just...
I know. You just do your job. What about the other safety systems? The turbine cutoff?
That only keys in when the turbines come to a dead stop. There's nothing in the test
Yeah,
book
well, we
about-
better be on the safe side. We're gonna cover ourselves on this one. Vanya, switch it off. All right. What's your reactor reading?
7%.
Good. Good. We're in good shape now. Right. Let's have some steam readings. Start timing when it hits 0.
Steam is 287.
What's going on? Give me a steam reading.
Steam 350 and rising. Water level is 40. No, 25.
Make your mind up. Get the control rods back in. Hit AZ5.
was that?
Sergeant, get your crew and get hoses up to the roof. Okay, up to the roof. Move. Up. Right now. Get some men around to the generator hall.
Yes, sir.
Get here. Stage 3 alert. All units to respond.
Right, move. Get those hoses out. Quickly, move it. Get some more men up here. Let's go with the water. Now. Back up. Now. I need 2 more hose units right away. Send them as soon as possible.
Harry! On the other side of the room!
You can see there's been one hell of an explosion here.
Yes, I see.
Was it the reactor? What about radiation?
No one knows. All the systems went out at the same time. And the ladder to the next level is blocked.
I don't know how, but we're going to have to get up to the reactor roof as soon as possible.
Right.
We're on the reactor roof. There's wreckage everywhere. The fire's mainly on the north side.
The lid is blown off the reactor. It's exposed.
Come on, get up the roof! Let's go!
Take it easy.
Doctor, doctor!
Got a taste in your mouth? What? Metallic?
Yes.
Give me the spray.
How hot is he?
When you get him back to the aid station, strip him and burn all the clothing.
Did you know the reactor wall's blown away on the other side?
Get him into the ambulance. Now.
All right, give me your arm. Yes, I'll send someone up for him.
No, my brother.
One at a time.
Yeah, my brother.
Come with me now.
My brother.
Hurry, over here!
Steady.
Radiation symptoms? What about thermal burns?
Right there, yes.
No.
Come on, hurry! Bring another stretcher! Quick!
copper for the other hose. Has anybody checked the cable room on the 6th level? Has anybody checked the cable room on the 6th level? For God's sake, get someone up there now!
What is all this?
I'm trying to explain what's happening.
The important thing is to stay calm. We don't want any panic.
For God's sake, the core is burning.
We can contain the damage.
Don't you understand?
The fire on the roof is coming under control.
Not the roof, damn it, it's the core. You understand? The reactor, the radioactive core, the graphite in the core is burning.
I told you, comrade. All proper steps are being taken
Will you
to
explain to
control
them that
the
it's the
situation.
core, an uncontrolled nuclear chain reaction?
Comrade, all right.
The reactor core could melt through its base into the pool below. A meltdown. A China syndrome. Look up there. Fission products, cesium, strontium-90.
Get back in the car.
Don't scuff your shoes. Work hard at your sums.
Come and sit beside me. Here, over here. Tasha, here. Sonia.
Major. Who, Major? The fire on the roof. We beat the son of a bitch, right?
We beat it.
Oh, good. Maybe we can get a couple of weeks extra holiday.
Don't worry about it.
A couple of weeks on the Black Sea. Nice little suntan.
Sonny, you got all the time you need.
Hey, medic. Where are we going?
Don't worry about it.
Don't tell me not to worry about it. I asked you a question, you son of a bitch. Where are we going?
You're flying to a hospital in Moscow.
Bob, you're scheduled in OR at 8 o'clock.
Yes, I know.
If you want to go running, you're going to have to get up at 6-ish.
I know. I'm coming. Oh, thank God. Thank God. There's a potential bone marrow donor in the registry.
Who's it for?
Nancy Johnson. That little girl with leukemia.
Where's the donor?
Birmingham, England. Now, I've got to call John and arrange to fly the donor in.
Honey, isn't that the family that's on welfare? Sweetie, look, who's going to be paying for this airline ticket, huh? And the living expenses?
Well, first we'll get the donor in, and then we'll find someone to help us with the money. Maybe Peter Levinson.
Wouldn't it be safer to find out if you have the money first?
Safer for me, but not the little girl. There's no time.
And at Dodger Stadium, Fernando Valenzuela went the distance and scattered 6 hits to edge the San Francisco Giants 3-2. In other news,
confidential sources in Sweden reporting that monitors north of Stockholm have picked up a sudden increase in radioactivity. Weather studies of wind conditions indicate that the source of the radiation is within the Soviet Union. Swedish authorities refuse to speculate on whether this could be the result of secret nuclear weapons testing.
I tried ringing the fire station, but I can't get through.
Let me fix you some tea. There, see. He had a double shift and he forgot to call.
He wouldn't ring. He has a key.
Mrs. Marchenko?
Yes.
One moment. I'll be with you in a minute. 36 to 40 upstairs. Quickly.
What do you want?
I'm from the local executive committee. How many?
How many what?
People living in the apartment.
3. My husband, his brother, and my...
What is this all about? Who are you? Dania Ulanova. I live across the hall. I haven't got to you yet. Elena Marchenko, right? Any children?
No, not...
Occupation of husband?
He's in the fire brigade. Look, what is this? What's happened? It's been over 24 hours
I'm not
since...
supposed to waste time in conversation. Look, don't be so rude. Occupants must be ready in 1 hour by 2 o'clock this afternoon with 1 suitcase.
What is she talking
No
about?
dogs, cats or canaries are to be taken. All persons must remain indoors. The buses will come to the front door of the apartment block.
Please, please tell me, what is it?
There's been an event.
A what?
An event at the nuclear plant. Don't worry, the evacuation will only be for a few days.
Where are you going? I have to find him. He may be hurt.
You heard what the girl said. Helena, it will be all right.
Why didn't they tell us? It's been a day and a half.
Excuse me.
What is it?
My husband is Valery Marchenko, a sergeant in the fire brigade. It's been 2 days. I have a right to know
Lady, please.
I have to know where he is. How am I going to find him?
They told you can't take...
They're only kids.
Excuse me. Do you know where these buses are going?
Oh, no. 1 suitcase. Only 1 suitcase.
My grandparents are in a village near here. How will they know where to
I
find
don't
them?
know. They settle all that at the distribution points, okay?
How far is it going to be?
Take this iodine tablet. Get the next dose at the reception area in Kiev.
On the buses now. Keep moving. On the buses now. Keep moving now. On the buses. The buses are about to leave. The buses are about to leave.
Please, step down. Why? You've got a rash on your legs. It will just take a minute.
Nothing. I must
Come on.
have picked it up yesterday.
Come on, come on. It will just
The
take
kids
a
are on the
minute.
bus. They're on the bus.
Come on.
Get to the bus. Katya, Katya. Mommy, Mommy, Katya.
We can't stop the bus. They'll take care of her. You'll see her soon, okay? They'll put her on another bus.
about the reactor in school. Teacher said it was absolutely safe, that nothing could ever go wrong. But they gave us iodine tablets. I think radioactivity must have escaped. Iodine 131 only has a half-life of 8 days.
Is that how long it would be? 8 days?
No, cesium 137 has a half-life of 30 years. And there's other stuff even worse, like plutonium, 10,000 years. My mother told me you're pregnant. How long?
3 months.
3 months? What are you going to do about it?
Talk so much. I know what I'm doing.
You don't, well, you know what you're doing. I know you do, but you don't. You can't do it.
Stop talking. Come on, let's do as I said. They can shout as much as they like. This is my home, and I'm staying in it.
We have just received confirmation that an accident has taken place at the Chernobyl power station. Measures are being taken to minimize the consequences.
Bob, are you watching this?
Yes, I am.
This brief announcement on the regularly scheduled Moscow news program Vremya has stimulated worldwide speculation. West German and Swedish authorities are reporting the Russians have circumvented normal diplomatic channels to ask for advice on how to put out a radioactive fire. It seems clear that in Chernobyl, some 70 miles from the major Ukrainian city of Kiev, a nuclear reactor may be burning out of control. In this morning's edition, the New York Post has headlined a death toll already exceeding 2,000. I'll be back with the local news in just a moment.
Dr. Borden, please. Robert Gale calling from Los Angeles. Mort, hi. Did you see the news this morning? The Soviet nuclear reactor? Mort, I think we should make an offer of assistance from the bone marrow transplant registry. No, just what I heard on the news this morning. The State Department made an official offer. The Soviets turned it down, right? Still, Mort, we have resources they're going to need. And if there's anything like the casualties reported, these people are in deep trouble. I know, I agree. Sure, they're not going to accept the official offer, but I think I know another way, Mort. I know someone who can get us directly to the Kremlin.
No, no, the lighting is all wrong on the Renoir. You can't see the damn thing.
Don't worry, I'll make a note of it and we'll take care of it.
Yes, I didn't arrange for the loan of 33 impressionists from the Hermitage and the Pushkin to have them lit by amateurs.
Please, Doctor, don't worry. Everything will be fine.
The Renoir's mine, you know. I got it in 1923 or 24. Russians owed me about $100,000. Lenin said they didn't have any cash, so I said that I'd settle for whatever furniture and paintings were in the old mansion they had me in.
Excuse me. There's an urgent telephone call for Dr. Hammer from Los Angeles.
Refer to my office at Occidental Petroleum.
Everything, it's quite urgent. It's from a Dr. Robert Gale.
Who?
Dr. Gale. He says he traveled with you on your plane to Israel, and he met you when he was on the president's panel on cancer.
Oh, of course I remember Gale. The fellow wears clogs.
As you know, Dr. Hammer, the effects of a nuclear accident are very similar to what occurs when we give high-dose radiation to a person with leukemia.
Yes, yes, I see. But do you think they'll need outside resources? And, Bob, how many American medical people do you think they'll need? What? I can't hear you. You have to speak a little louder. No, absolutely not. Forget flying victims to hospitals in Europe. I've dealt with the Soviets since 1921. Lenin, Stalin, Khrushchev, Brezhnev. After that, they won't allow it.
Tell me if I'm being naive, but isn't it possible for you to just pick up a phone and make this whole thing work?
I won't do anything that runs against government policy, but I'm meeting 4 senators from the House Foreign Relations Committee this afternoon. I'll ask. I'll let you know.
Environmental experts predicted that the radioactive air mass from Chernobyl would drift across Siberia and into Japan during the first week of May. Scientists believe the invisible radioactive cloud will continue on across the Pacific.
If that movement continues in that direction in several days, that air mass would move to the United States.
Thomas heads a special task force which has been meeting daily to monitor the aftermath of the Chernobyl accident. After hearing the news from Japan, the group determined that the radioactive air mass could reach North America as early as Tuesday. The exact time and place depend on wind speed and direction. However, weathermen believe that parts of Canada, Alaska, and the Pacific Northwest would be affected first.
Copy to Dr. Robert Gale, Los Angeles. To General Secretary Mikhail Sergei Gorbachev, courtesy of the Soviet Embassy, Washington, and Minister Anatoly Dobrinin. Dear Mr. Secretary General, I was saddened to hear of the accident at the Chernobyl power plant near Kiev. As you know, one of the possible consequences of this kind of exposure can be irreversible damage to the blood and bone marrow, which results in death some 2 weeks after exposure. Dr. Robert Peter Gale, whose credentials I enclose, is prepared to come immediately to the Soviet Union to meet with Soviet nuclear scientists and hematologists to decide on the optimal course of action with the hope of saving the lives of those at risk. I will bear all the costs for his efforts.
Victor, it's Victor
Vasilyevich.
I'd like to go directly to the hospital, Victor.
No. It was decided, as you'd be quite tired, need the rest.
I slept on the plane.
You'll go to the hospital tomorrow. Plenty of time.
I'd prefer to go this afternoon.
In any case, one of the doctors is meeting you for breakfast tomorrow. Andreev Yuri, a nice chap. You'll like him.
You're with the Ministry of Health, Victor?
Yeah. I spent a number of years as medical attaché at the embassy in Washington. So I expect we'll get along famously. Originally, I was a psychiatrist. Be careful with the head.
Victor, as soon as we get checked in, I want to call the hospital. You have to help me.
No. You should rest.
Victor, I don't speak the language. You have to help me. Don't worry. Can you hear me, Dr. Hammer? No, lovely suite on the 2nd floor. Very nice art. Charming snow scene. 20th century Russian, I'm sure. Breakfast tomorrow. Dr. Yuri Andreev. He's a hematologist at Hospital 6, coming by to take me to the hospital. No. Dr. Hammer, the New York Post is wrong. There's absolutely no evidence, so far as I can gather, of mass graves of 2,000 dead. Apparently there are 4 dead so far, and 30 cases at Hospital 6 transferred from Kiev. So I will tell them.
No, never tell them anything. They're all sensitive. Try to gain their trust. Remember, in American medicine, we're used to competitive maneuver and grantsmanship. You find that Moscow is a long way from Southern California.
I have English at the university, but it comes back slow.
No, I understand you perfectly, Dr. Andreev.
We are glad you're come, but understand we have full range of treatments for burns, for radiation, all trauma in progress already.
Of course.
Many doctors from Moscow and also from other medical research center also come.
I understand.
Нет у вас, товарищи, у меня никто не записан.
Это недоразумение.
Пропуска нет, ни машины,
Это
ни
недоразумение. Посмотрите внимательнее.
Мне принесите пропуск,
Да
я вас
только что вам
пропущу.
звонили из Министерства здравоохранения. Там
What is it,
должен быть
Victor?
номер. The woman got in the gate. She wanted this pass because our license number isn't on her list. I'll do something.
Да я вас пропущу, а сейчас что же мне делать? Пожалуйста.
Послушайте.
Я вам говорю,
Послушайте,
я не
успокойтесь.
Ничего мне успокаиваться не надо. Я давно уже спокойна.
Знаете, кого я привез?
Не знаю, кого вы привезли,
Доктор,
не знаю.
личный доктор президента Рейгана. Поймите, а вы не пускаете. Ну,
Что, правда, что ли?
ну правда, конечно. Можете сами убедиться, посмотреть.
Ну, извините. Пожалуйста. Алексей, давай! Не забудьте на контроле провериться.
What did you tell her, Victor?
I told her you were a very important American doctor and the personal physician of President Ronald Reagan.
When first patient come from Chernobyl was all radioactive dust. Blood sample, urine sample made contaminate all laboratory equipment. So now check all person before enter. Галина Ивановна, это доктор Гейл, товарищ Васильевич. Как говорит?
Добро пожаловать в шестую больницу.
Welcome to hospital number 6.
Dr. Petrova.
Thank you. I don't need interpreter.
Dr. Petrova, we'd just like to be helpful if we can, so.
The sterile bubbles are on the next floor. Of course, you understand, Dr. Gay, we couldn't wait for foreign experts. Treatment is underway for all patients in many modalities.
Of course.
In your specialty as well, we have done already 3 bone marrow transplants and 3 fetal liver transplants. Let's go to visit. This way, please. Wolfram. You understand, infection is the greatest danger for these radiation victims.
Yes, we have the same problem with our patients after transplant. We've had good results with some new antibiotics. Perhaps we can discuss these.
Ultrasound in water bath. You have this in Los Angeles?
No.
This boy is from the fire brigade. He was on the roof of the reactor. He has severe thermal burns as well as radiation burns. There is also lung damage from inhaling radioactive gases. On the chest, when he was fighting the fire, he was hot, so he pulled open his shirt. See? The red spots? Beta burns.
They're not so common. I'm not sure I would be able to precisely identify the beta burns among the other things going on.
I would. I have seen many already. Ну, Ваян, как дела сегодня утром?
Хорошо, хорошо.
Fine, fine.
Рвоты нет больше.
No more vomiting.
Алёша, это специалист
Алёша,
из Америки.
Specialist doctor.
Из самой Америки. Ха, должно быть, я важная персона.
That must
Правда?
be pretty important, right?
Доброе утро, доктор.
Good morning, doctor.
Доброе утро.
Может быть, он может принести мне какие-нибудь записи?
Maybe he could get me some tapes.
Американская музыка.
American music.
Элвис, Долли Партон.
I'll try.
Постараюсь.
Постарается. Скоро поправится.
He seems in good spirits.
It is denial. Only a few days ago, he was active, strong, healthy. He cannot understand he will get sicker. There is nothing we can do to save him.
Perhaps.
If you will excuse me, Dr. Gill, I have administrative duties. Dr. Andreev will continue with you on rounds.
Хорошо. Dr. Gale, I think perhaps you may be interested to see here. This is Mashenko, the fireman. He has typical gamma radiation damage.
May I ask a question?
Of course.
С вами можно поговорить?
Mr. Mashenko, when you were on the
Когда вы
roof
были на крыше
fighting the fire,
и боролись с огнем,
did you know what was happening? That
вы
this
понимали,
was
что произошло?
not just a fire?
Что это необычный пожар.
Когда я увидел
When I saw
горящий реактор,
burning reactor core,
But you stayed on the roof.
Но вы остались на крыше.
Why?
Почему?
Это моя работа.
It was my job.
Я пожарный.
I'm a fireman.
Хорошо, Машенька. До свидания.
Доктор, подождите.
Excuse me, please, for one moment.
Вы слышали от мою жену?
Нет еще. This is first time we have so many radiation victims, and the symptoms are very different one from the other.
Is Mashenko a candidate for a transplant?
We think transplant is a good idea, but the problem is tissue typing for donor.
Mm-hmm.
Ideal is a brother or
Yes.
sister, but he has only one brother, and he is here. He's also radiation victim, also a candidate for transplant.
One problem is the need to do HLA typing quickly. Another is the analyzing of blood counts. You do it by hand,
Our typing is accurate and reliable.
but slow. It should be possible to fly in an automated blood cell counter which can do all this work very, very rapidly. Also, I'd like to propose that we send for 3 more specialists. Who? First, Paul Terasaki. He's a world expert in HLA typing. Second, my colleague at UCLA, Dick Champlin, very, very experienced in transplants.
And the third?
Peter Clausen. He's developed a technique to prevent graft versus host disease, but there may be a little problem with Clausen.
What?
He's from South Africa. You have no diplomatic relations with South Africa.
А может быть, не будем торопиться? Подождем?
Maybe let's not hurry about this thing. Maybe we wait a little bit.
We have no time.
Нас не хватает времени.
Andreev, who do we know at the Foreign Office?
Popov, Umansky.
Send for your 2 colleagues, Doctor. The South African may take a little time.
Please go to the hotel and wait for a moment. I'll get you back south and send the truck over to the hospital with the rest.
Victor, there are 21 boxes of medical equipment and supplies in there. 21. Don't let anyone touch them until we...
Right. Not to worry. I'll follow you.
As they say, welcome to Moscow. Where's the bagel?
Hey, well, not in there.
Big help, Dave. What about the rest of Europe? What's happening?
Well, the radioactive plume has shifted. It went west through Germany, Poland, and France, and turned south into Italy.
And there's embargoes on vegetables, milk, meat all over Central Europe.
They slaughtered thousands of reindeer in Lapland.
And there's conflicting news reports about what's going on here in Russia. How many transplant candidates?
Well, it's hard to say. We're getting people transferred from Kiev all the time. But I would say perhaps 20 to 40.
What about medical standards?
We're going to have to be flexible. Technology is spotty, but insight and skill is very impressive. You're going to meet Petrova. Somewhere, somehow, she's had quite a lot of experience with radiation.
What do you think? Accidents with nuclear weapons?
Well, why not? We've probably had plenty that Washington covered up.
This is the blood analyzer.
Это машина, чтобы проверить образец крови.
Blood sample.
Образец крови
Into the machine.
в машину.
Start the program.
Нажимать на кнопку, чтобы начинать машину.
Скажите, пожалуйста, сколько образцов вы можете обработать за 1 час?
She wants to know how many blood samples you can process within an hour.
More than 500.
Более 500.
Невероятно. Мы только 6.
She says she's very surprised because they can only do 6.
You will excuse my English. I am under considerable sedation.
Dr. Vatisenko, they tell me that you were one of the first to respond to the accident.
And I'm afraid I stayed there too long, close to the reactor. There is radiation of more than 500 rods. I have classic symptoms of severe radiation sickness, herpes virus blisters, gums infected with candida, skin peeling away, and bloody diarrhea. I'm on very high-level morphine but the pain will, of course, increase. Your specialty is bone marrow transplant.
Yes, it is.
I'm afraid I'm not candidate for transplant. I will die. With your permission, doctor, I have a question for you.
Yes, of course.
In United States, America, are there people who wonder if reliance on nuclear power is reasonable?
Yes, of course. There are such questions in America.
Good. Then it is possible maybe it will all mean something. There is no longer risk of contamination to me. Doctor, it would be good to see your face.
Of course. It's good to meet you, Doctor.
Likewise.
Hello, Anna.
Hello, Anna.
She wore a beautiful pink dress.
Hello, Lena. I still can't get through to evacuation headquarters. Did you go back to the clinic? Of course. What did they say? Nothing. A line around the block, and when I got there, they gave me an appointment for 2 weeks' time. No one wanted to get near me. They were scared as soon as I said I'd been in Chernobyl. What if there's something wrong with the baby? I mean, no one will tell me anything. Layla, Kiev is going crazy. Official announcement, don't buy milk, meat, fresh vegetables. So what does the grocer try and sell me? Fresh vegetables. I said to him, I've got 2 kids, a pregnant woman from Pripyat. I want tin food only. You know those people downstairs with the shortwave radio? Oh, yes, Sonia and her husband. They heard a Western broadcast. It said there was fallout everywhere. You want to hear rumors? There's a man on Goncharov Street. He's a bootlegger. He's telling everybody it's a scientific fact that if you drink alcohol, you pee out the radioactivity. And I'm telling you, he's got plenty of customers. Don't worry, I'll get it. Hello, Labatova? Yes, she's here. Come on, Lena. Hello? Yes, speaking. Sergeant Valery Marshenko, 8th Fire Brigade. Hospital number 6. In Kiev? Pardon? No, I understand. Thank you. He's in Moscow.
Attention. Train vessel depart platform number 3 in 2 minutes. Attention. The train leaving Odessa will depart from platform number 3. Attention, passengers. Train number 4 from Leningrad will arrive at platform number 11 in 10 minutes.
You all right? Any news of the Moscow train? Who knows, hours maybe. Thank God you've got a ticket. Don't you just love it? The government says everything's safe. Kiev is in no danger. They should come here, see for themselves. People just want to get out, and anywhere will do.
Very broad spectrum, we know of this in Soviet Union, but it's very, very hard to get hold of. Very difficult. It's expensive.
I'm proud of this.
Ну что же это за сумасшедший иностранец? Он же меня оскорбляет, хулиганит, а?
I'm up against it all the time.
Peter, quiet! That's it! Dr. Yuri Andreev, this is Dr. Peter Klassen.
Dr. Klassen, it's a very great honor to meet with you. I look forward very much to your technical assistance.
How the hell am I supposed to separate blood cells without a centrifuge?
Да есть же центрифуга-то, а? Ну на 4-м этаже. Я же ему показал, пусть идет туда.
There is a centrifuge right on the 4th floor.
It's an antique, man. My mother couldn't make chicken soup with it.
Баран, есть же новая центрифуга на 6-м этаже. Пусть идет туда.
There is the new one right on the 6th floor.
All right.
6th floor. I'm set up on the 4th floor. You can't carry tubes up and down 2 floors and still maintain sterile conditions.
Да пусть негры ему в Африке таскают.
The centrifuge on the 6th floor must be moved to Dr. Klassen's lab on the 4th floor.
Ну как же там дверь-то, во, узенькая.
The door's too narrow.
How did the centrifuge get into the room initially?
Туда принесли вначале.
Ну как, нормально. Поставили центрифугу, потом это стены, потом крышу, порядок, работает.
There was a machine, and then the walls were built round.
Look, these guys are listening to every damn word I'm saying. Look, I can tell you, I'm absolutely certain that that hotel room is bugged.
They have difficulty enough delivering room service to the right place. Think about
Bob, all I'm telling you is that if I don't get my centrifuge, I'm out of here, man. Look, I've got a hell of a lot of work that I could probably be doing right now in case
На скорости, опа, молодцы. Давай ее сюда. Давай, кантуй. Давай, ребят, вытаскивай. Ну давай, девоньки, быстренько прибрали. Ну что, добился своего? Вот тебе твоя центрифуга, вот тебе твой 4-й этаж. Все. Давай, пошел я.
4th floor. Let's go.
At a farmer's cooperative in Roysdorf, just outside the capital of Bonn, crates of parsley, radishes, and lettuce don't go to market. They go to the dump. They have been banned from sale. West Germans are worried that even the fresh produce that is allowed in their markets today was rinsed with radioactive rain in the fields 2 weeks ago.
You are American doctor, specialist.
Yes, I am.
You know my husband, Valery Mashenko.
Oh, yes, I do, indeed.
How is he? He is better?
Well, it's quite serious, but we're doing the very best we can for him. I don't know exactly when he'll be able to come.
Подождите,
Она должна пойти расписаться в журнале. Нет, она именно сейчас должна пойти и расписаться. Нет, сейчас. Она должна вернуться и расписаться в журнале.
She has to register.
Well, you tell this woman that Mrs. Mashenko's husband is a patient of ours, and she must be given proper care.
Ну и к ней нужно как-то проявить какое-то внимание. Будьте добры.
Она распишется, потом пройдет.
She has to be registered.
It's best you go with her. Mrs. Mashenko, we're doing the very best we can for your husband. You must try not to worry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, doctor.
You understand, Mrs. Mashenko. You must stay outside the plastic. Only a short visit.
You're right.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. All right. What about the morning sickness?
It's gone. I bought you some chocolate. I'm in Kiev now. They moved everyone out from around the plant for 30 kilometers. I don't know where Grandma and Grandpa are, but I'm sure they're okay. There are all kinds of rumors in Kiev. It's crazy. They say all the children will be moved early to summer camp.
Did you see Alec there?
No.
Say hello.
Alec.
Aye.
The boys from the football club, they asked after you. They rang me in Kiev.
Yeah? Did they play the return match with Homel?
I don't think so. One of them said they had to wait until you got back. I can't remember his name. I think he said he was outside left.
Yeah. Volodya.
I'll come back and visit you again soon.
Hey, don't forget to wash my football kit.
I met the American doctor. If he came all this way, he must be very special. I'm sure he can help us.
I'm sorry.
The Americans are very advanced.
I'm sorry, but it's time to go.
Everything will be all right.
I love you.
From the information on the blood count prepared by our foreign colleagues, we feel that both your husband and his brother should have the bone marrow transplant, even though there is no one in the family to be the donor.
Is there a question?
Well, in a procedure like this, there is a certain possibility of failure. There is a risk, yes.
I'd like to ask the American doctor. Is that allowed?
Yes.
There are other complications. Burns from the steam, breathing in radioactive particles, and we would have to use an imperfectly matched donor. Shouldn't you explain this in Russian?
No. I understand. Doctor, what would you advise?
I agree with Dr. Andreev. The best chance is the transplant.
Doctor, listen. My wife.
Yes, she'll be here in regular visiting hours.
No, she's expecting. Do you understand? I want to know, is it all right for her to come here to the hospital?
You don't have to concern yourself about that.
Don't bullshit me. I want to know, could the goddamn radiation come out of me and hurt the baby?
We monitor you very carefully. We'll look out for the baby, I promise you.
Mihal Hipovich! Come out! You're there somewhere! Come out!
I can't find them anywhere. Let me try. Uncle Misha, I'm Marfa Klebanova. I'm the niece of your second cousin Fyodor from Gomel. Please be careful. Don't eat the lettuce. Do you understand? Or the strawberries or anything else that was exposed to the dust from the reactor. They're all poisoned. I left some tinned food for you.
Listen, if God meant strawberries to be poisoned, would he have made them this beautiful? Look, ripe, sweet, juicy. On the other hand, sometimes God is a little careless.
It is with a sense of hopelessness that Laplanders this year are herding what for centuries have been their main source of income towards the autumn calm. For of the first 1,000 reindeer slaughtered here in northern Sweden, 970 were found to be heavily contaminated with radioactivity as a direct result of fallout from Chernobyl.
Back. We're so damn proud of the things we brought in. We're dazzling the Soviets with the latest drugs and technology, but we keep losing people.
You have to expect that, Bob. You're not God. These patients are at very high risk.
There's just no precedent for the kinds of problems we're facing every day.
You're giving them a chance, Bob. That's all you can do. Come on, I'll race you to the hotel.
Dr. Gale, excuse me, Dr. Gale, may I have a word? I'm George Castle. I'm with the Observer, London.
Oh, sure you understand
If I could have a few words, just a moment.
I'm sorry, George, I have nothing to say.
Look, if you don't speak to the press, you open the door for the worst kind of rumors.
Have you been able to get anything from the official sources?
Oh, don't play naive, Doctor. You know what you get out of official sources. Sweet bugger all. How many deaths have there been? This reactor's still ducting out radioactive
George,
poison.
you have to understand.
Where's the fallout going? And what about the long-term
against the
effects?
Soviet government.
Cancer. Birth
So I can't
defects,
afford to violate...
You can't afford not to. I mean, if you
trust.
people keep refusing interviews, do you know what will happen? We, the press, will come to the reasonable conclusion that you, Dr. Gale, are conspiring with the Soviets to cover up the entire incident.
That's impossible. Out of the question unheard.
Why?
A news conference with questions shouted out of the cough.
Look, it's going to happen anyway. I've been ambushed 3 or 4 times at the hotel by Western reporters. And so is everybody else. And it's embarrassing for us. It's embarrassing for your government, too.
Answering questions without an agreed prepared line?
It's just telling the truth.
Yeah, but Dr. Gale, consider. What if you, quite inadvertently, say things that the Soviet government hasn't announced or admitted?
What about this new policy that Gorbachev has presented? Glasnost. What is the English word for it?
Openness.
Openness.
Yeah, but...
Victor, look. The radioactive fallout couldn't be stopped at the border, and neither can anything else. Terasaki, Champlin, Klassen, they're going to be leaving soon. As soon as they get to the Frankfurt airport, the Western reporters will be all over them. It'll happen anyway. Now, wouldn't it be better if the Soviet government scheduled their own press conference in Moscow and took credit for it?
Hair loss in a nation looks bad. But with blood transfusions, antibiotic, and antiviral agents, I'd say Major Shevchenko has a very good chance of survival. Very good. Все будет хорошо.
Я надеюсь. Спасибо, доктор. Спасибо. Спасибо.
What is it?
They call from the hotel for you.
My wife?
No. Dr. Armand Hammer. He's in Moscow.
Well, Bob, how are you?
Oh.
How's it going, huh?
Well, the team's in place. Terasaki and Klassen working hard.
Yes, I know. I have to pay the bills. What's the result?
We'll probably wind up performing about a dozen transplants, but we're in an unknown area. And
Oh, look, I think I'll go over there to the hospital and check
I was
up on
going to
that
say,
myself
I think you should come
today.
see what we're up against.
Dr.
All right,
Hammer.
yeah.
Well, what is it? Go ahead.
A call transferred from Oxley headquarters. The Minister of Health on your request to visit hospital number 6.
Oh, yes. Well, tell them that I have to go over and check the exhibit first, and it won't be before 2 o'clock.
There seems to be a problem. They have denied your request. They explained it was on humanitarian grounds, concern for your health, because of, they said, your advanced age.
Get the damn fools on the phone!
Dr. Hammer, perhaps if
Tell them I am a doctor! that I first came over here in 1922 to fight a typhus epidemic. I've been working on this project for weeks, and I have been paying for every damn thing that's come into this country. If they don't let me go into hospital number 6 after all I've done for them, I'm going to stand in front of the hospital until they do let me in.
Алло? Министерство здравоохранения?
You have to handle them that way, you know. Old bureaucratic habits are bred in the bone here. Take your press conference proposal.
Talking to Viktor Vasilchev? You heard about that?
Yes. There are very interesting winds blowing through the inner circles in the Kremlin. There's still a seesaw battle going on for control, Gorbachev and the hardliners. Now, if this chap is half as clever as I think he is, he won't follow the traditional Kremlin habit of covering up. No. He'll use the necessity of this situation to start opening up. Now, he's speaking on TV tonight, and they tell me there will be a press conference in the next couple of days.
The Soviet Union has released a tape of the area around Chernobyl. The newscaster claims that the pictures prove that the damage was not as extensive as Western news organizations have said. This tape, which still leaves grave doubts as to the threat Chernobyl poses to humanity and the environment, was released after Mr. Gorbachev's speech last night.
Did you hear him last evening?
Yes, I heard it.
He left something out of Comrade Gorbachev. He was very careful to say nothing about use of nuclear power.
No, he said nothing.
Nothing about effect of radiation escape from reactor 4 on men, women, and children all over Europe and for many years. How many more cases of cancer, leukemia, defects of birth? And the land? They will say the land is safe, but they will lie. The poisoned circle will spread.
Well, it's hard to determine those statistics.
Dr. Gale, it has occurred to me that this is a final warning.
Dr. Gale, Mary Clow, Daily Mail, London. May I thank you for taking time off from your work to give us much-needed information. After everything you've seen here in Moscow, what do you think are the lessons the world could learn from this catastrophe at Chernobyl?
Well, Mary, probably I'll regret what I'm going to say, but I think we have to view what's happened these past few weeks in a broader context. We've been dealing with a relatively small accident. And even with international cooperation, our ability to respond and care for the wounded has been limited. Any response to the intentional use of nuclear weapons will be inadequate. People who believe meaningful medical assistance is possible for the victims of nuclear war are mistaken, and this must never be forgotten. For mankind, Chernobyl should be a warning.
Thank you.
Patricia Anderson, Washington. Dr. Gale, isn't this accident worse than Hiroshima and Nagasaki put together and a classic example of the Soviet Union's total disregard for human life?
You know, I feel it's inappropriate for me to...
Look, we'll answer these questions later. I just want to tell you all that I have just received a call from Mr. Besmertnik of the Foreign Secretariat advising me that Mr. Gorbachev would like to see Dr. Gale and me later today in the Kremlin. Mr. Dobrinin will be calling to make arrangements. Thank you.
Хочу показать вам вот это.
I want you to see this, Dr. Hammer and Dr. Gale.
От женщины из Нью-Йорка.
From a lady in New York.
Она пишет, не такая богатая, как доктор Хаммер.
She writes she's not as rich as Dr. Hammer, but she sends $5.
Вот от другой женщины.
And from another American lady,
$10.
$10.
Очевидно, она богаче, чем первая.
Apparently she's richer than the first lady.
Видите,
You see,
люди всего мира
people all over the world
проявляют сочувствие
are concerned with our situation.
к нашей ситуации. Так почему же ваше правительство действует так безответственно?
How is it that your government is acting so irresponsibly?
Создается такое впечатление, что оно получает удовольствие.
Seems it takes pleasure in our tragedy.
Ваша United Press
Your United
International
Press International.
пишет, 2000 человек
2,000
погибло
people
в
dead
Чернобыле.
at Chernobyl.
Ваша Нью-Йорк Пост.
Your New York Post.
Mr. Secretary, it is unfortunate these articles appear.
Весьма неприятно, что появились эти статьи.
As you know, in our country, the press is free to print anything they like.
Статьи, но в нашей стране пресса свободна в выборе публикаций.
For better or for worse, the government does not
Хорошо
control it.
это или плохо, но правительство не контролирует прессу.
Да, но господин Джордж Шульц,
But Mr. George
ваш
Schultz,
секретарь,
your Secretary of State and your President Reagan
обвиняют нас в
charge us
преднамеренном
with
занижении
deliberately
количества жертв.
underestimating casualties.
Говорю вам, что вся эта
I tell you, this mountain of blood
направлена на то, чтобы отвлечь внимание
is designed to divert attention
от похожих на
from war like
военных
American
действий США в
actions in the
Персидском
Persian
заливе и
Gulf
заливе
and Gulf
Сидра.
of Sidra.
Mr. General Secretary,
Господин генеральный секретарь,
I don't think that any American would take pleasure in the misfortune of your people. But if there had been reliable, full reports...
Да, вы знаете, что ваш президент
you know your president is putting the world further at risk.
Ваши «Звездные войны».
Your Star Wars.
Ну, представьте, что бы случилось, если бы Чернобыль находился в космосе.
Oh, what would have happened if Chernobyl had been in space?
Выведите вашу стратегическую оборону.
If you put your strategic defense initiative into space,
Мы сделаем то же
we'll
самое.
do likewise.
Будет выбора.
We'll have no choice.
Кто-то скажет это вашему правительству.
Perhaps someone will tell this to your government.
Yes, perhaps someone will, Mr. Secretary General.
Возможно, кто-то и скажет, господин секретарь.
Видите ли, мы из-за атомной аварии.
You know, because of a nuclear accident, here we are, you and Dr. Gale and I.
Можем ли мы
But there are more important questions. Can we use this feeling between us now to answer them?
И это кто-то скажет вашему правительству.
Someone must tell that to your government.
Premier Gorbachev,
Господин генеральный
there have been two great desires in my life. One, a cure for cancer.
Одно найти лекарство от рака.
The other, world peace.
И второе мир во всем мире.
You are the most capable
Вы самый
and realistic Soviet leader since Lenin,
политик после Ленина
and the one most likely to achieve it.
и наиболее способный.
I hope that you and Mr. Reagan
Надеюсь, что вы, господин
will
Рейган,
honor the dead of Chernobyl
погибших в Чернобыле,
by coming to such an agreement.
путем достижения такого соглашения.
I am 88 years old and don't have much time left.
Мне 88 лет, мне осталось немного времени.
Я еще молодой. Я могу долго ждать мира.
I'm a young man. I can wait longer for peace.
So, Bob, did you have a chance for 3 weeks to rest in Los Angeles sunshine?
Not quite. Had a lot of catching up to do with my patients at UCLA.
And how are they?
Well, we have about 50% success rate with the transplants.
I would be happy to settle for that.
Are there more deaths?
3, and 5 or 6 are on the edge.
What about the non-transplants? What about Major...
Shevchenko, he does well, yes. He will go home to Kiev in maybe 2 weeks.
And the brothers, how are they doing with their transplants?
The football player, good. He will survive to play center forward.
Good. And the older brother, Valery?
No, yesterday.
And to our American colleagues, our respect, our admiration, and our gratitude. За друзей,
friends, for colleagues,
и
for health
счастья.
and happiness.
Спасибо большое. And now, to celebrate
Чтобы
friendship
отметить
and
нашу
our
дружбу,
collaboration,
наше сотрудничество,
I brought for each of you a truly
я привез каждому из вас
American breakthrough in
новейшее
technical
американское
and scientific
технологическое
equipment.
научное оборудование.
Спасибо. Американский доктор.
Я же работаю постоянно, я хочу такое.
Dr. Gale, I am preparing now the preliminary report for the International Atomic Energy Conference in Vienna.
It's 2 months away, isn't it?
Yes. It has been decided, somewhere up on Mount Everest in Politburo, that a complete, open, and full report should be made to the scientific community on Chernobyl.
Oh, that's very good news.
Complete, open, and full is in fashion now. I want you to understand. I am very, very grateful for American help, understanding, machines, which is new to Soviet medicine. I have now evaluation of bone marrow transplant. Now appears only 2 cases will recover.
There are 4 still alive out of 13.
Please, it's hard for me. I must report in Vienna. Transplant is not a major factor in medical picture.
I don't...
There were some
Doctor.
argue that transplant decreased chances of survival.
Dr. Petrov, that's illogical and unscientific. All of the transplant patients were so deeply affected that they were considered terminal, like Mashenko. They had no chance to survive without a transplant.
All this was fully discussed. It is the collective opinion of experts in the field.
I don't give a damn about collective opinions. What do you believe?
Please, Dr. Gale.
Do you believe it?
Please. We are colleagues, you and I. I know how medicine is in the West. A bone marrow transplant is very close to you. It's your specialty, it's your life.
I don't give a damn about bone marrow transplants per se. I'm not out to prove any one procedure. I just want to save lives.
Let us both not say anything more.
Очень прошу, покиньте, пожалуйста, это помещение. Я вас сюда не пущу, я вам сказала, я вас сюда не пущу. Ну, сколько раз вы будете говорить? Да что какая-то непонятная.
Хорошо. I know her. Okay. It's okay. Спасибо. Mrs. Mashenko, you have my deepest...
Please, I would like to talk with you. Just a little time.
Of course. Let's find a little place to talk. Come.
Dr. Gale, from Kiev for a week. No one would tell me anything. It was like I was carrying disease. But here at Hospital 6, they are very kind. They sent me today to Institute for Children, Birth and Women's Medicine.
I understand, yes. Mm-hmm.
They said all pregnancy in Kiev was watched carefully now. The rules set up for abortion because of radiation danger. Was explained much danger for mental sickness from 8 weeks to 15 weeks. And that is me. Will be increase of 50% birth of backward, retarded children. They say it's up to me to choose. Work here at institute, she says, should be abortion. Kiev party secretary came to me. He said, my Valery was hero. His picture is in Pravda. But this is all I have left from Valery. He said you were a great special doctor from America. I want to ask you, please, is it too much risk? Is it true? Will more babies born with a birth defect?
Without the accident, the chances of birth defect are 1 in 1,000. You see? Now they're saying that figure will be increased by 50%, which means 1 in 1/2 in 1,000. You see that?
I think yes.
Okay. But you also have to understand that we don't know. So your decision has to be based on your own courage to face the possibilities either way.
I keep having this dream. Thank Chernobyl number 4. It is like the old story of Baba Yaga. There, in the middle of marshland, is the witch house in the woods on chicken legs, turning and turning and swallowing the men and children and eating them. See, it's clear to me now. Baba Yaga has got Valery, my husband. I will not let her get my baby. Dr. Gale, I thank you. I thank you for helping us.
Good luck to you. To your baby. Good luck.
Mikhail Arhipovich, now I've got you, you stubborn old ram. You can't hide from me now. You've got to come with me.
Leave him alone.
Look, little grandma, I have my orders. Everybody goes, no one can live here. Hey, don't pretend you can hear me, old man. Are you going to go quietly, or do I have to carry you?
You'll have to carry him. He's dead.
I want him. I told him it was dangerous. Radiation got him.
Ridiculous. He was 81 years old. He'd already had 2 strokes, so he had another. He's just sitting there in his chair, looking over the fields, watching his plants grow.
can see the concrete sarcophagus is being constructed to contain the radiation. It will have to stay there for several thousand years.
All of the other reactors in the Soviet Union, they're still operating?
Yes, they say it can't happen again. They've taken care of all possibilities. If there is another nuclear accident, it will happen somewhere else. Now, nobody lives within 30 miles. And there is talk it will be wider. All of Belarusia, maybe. That's 80,000 square miles. For 10,000 years.
That's twice as long as the pyramids lasted in Egypt.